Hello friends, welcome to the May reading wrap up on June 16th. I'm getting in a bad habit of making these at the end of the month, but you know, it is what it is. Starting off with my least favorite book I read this month, In 5 Years by Rebecca Serle. This is about a girl who takes a nap and then wakes up 5 years in the future. She's only there for a couple of hours. And whenever she goes back to sleep, she wakes up and she's back in the present. It's a romance, but I think it's classified as lit fic. In Barnes & Noble, it's not in the romance section, it's in the lit fic section, probably because of the whole time travel thing. I think it tries to say something about destiny and fate, but if she never went 5 years in the future, the book would be the fucking same. So I don't really understand. I would really only recommend this to anybody who has this dream of being a lawyer and living in New York City and being wealthy in New York City. There are some questionable things that happen in this book. It's just a little bizarre and all over the place. So it's pretty short. So if you're curious, you may want to give it a try, but I don't really know. I think you're fine without it. After this, I was I really need to read something somewhat coherent. So I'm going to pick up Golden Sun, which is the Red Rising sequel. Let me just say that this is the perfect sequel. It is way better than Red Rising. It makes Red Rising literally look like dog shit. I think that was all I said in my review. Even if you didn't like Red Rising, I think you should read this because this is just so much better than Red Rising that it's insane. It's got nonstop action, great politics, great character development, great battle scenes, great plot twists. It is really just got it all. I also think this book is really smart because sometimes you read a book and you're could the author have not thought about that for just 2 more seconds? It feels very well thought out, very smart, clever, realistic in this sci-fi world. So yeah, obviously I would recommend this. This is probably the best book I've read all year. After I read Golden Sun, it was one of those 5-star books where after you read it, you just can't consume enough content regarding it. So I was just in the YouTube videos. I was in the TikToks. I was in the podcast. I was consuming anything I could find about this book because it was so good. Next, I read First Lie Wins. I didn't really know too much about this book going into it. I was kind of just okay, thriller, popular, cool cover, I'm in. I really wasn't expecting where this is heading. So I'm going to kind of leave this open-ended because I thought it made the book a little more fun. Don't want to give too much away, but I will say if you like a Cloak and Dagger vibe, you will like this. I think you would also like this if you typically read romance, but you want to venture out into the mystery thriller genre. I think it's good for that. So yeah, First Lie Wins, pretty good. At first I was this is definitely going to get a 3-star, but then I don't know, I kind of liked the ending, so then I gave it a 4-star. Okay, wait, shit. I said earlier that Golden Sun was my favorite book I've read this year, but maybe it's not. So next, I read Bride by Hazelwood. This is my first Hazelwood novel. We're going to set the scene a little bit, okay? We're going to tell you a little bit what this book is about. It's set in a world where vampires, werewolves, and humans all live together, but they're separated by provinces, countries. They all have their own rule, but it's geographically separated. So it's humans, werewolves, vampires. Things are a little touchy between them, especially between the vampires and the werewolves. They're always borderline on war. Our main character, Misery Lark, yes, her name is Misery. She's the daughter of the president of the vampires, but she's been living with the humans for a little bit and she works at a startup there, okay? That's where you get your Hazelwood startup vibes. She's a software developer at this startup, I think. I don't know. She does something with computers and shit. So in the werewolf land, they got a new alpha. Okay, big deal. Since there's new leadership in the werewolf territory, the vampires have got to kind of renegotiate their ally terms. So their fantastic idea is that they are going to get Misery to marry the alpha werewolf. Okay, this book is a paranormal romance, but it's also got this little mystery element to it that is really, okay, not really interesting, but it's interesting enough to be What's going on there? I'm a little curious. That is like kind of a little secret sauce that this book has. Like it's just got a lot of facets. So there's like the romance intrigue, the mystery intrigue, but then also kind of a political intrigue with like the whole like how they all work together, how they stay allies, whatever. If there's one thing you should know about me, it is that my favorite TV show is Teen Wolf. Like, is it objectively a great TV show? No, it is not. But it is so charming, funny, silly, goofy, amazing. All that goes to say, I love werewolves. But I was also a Team Edward girl, okay? So I got a little soft spot for both of them. This book was so funny, so cringe, but like cringe in a funny way. It was like self-aware and like kind of satirical, and I loved every second of it. It kind of like had some Adventure Time-esque humor a little bit. It's like that kind of like silly humor.
Any prince ruthless enough to kill his own buffoon would make an excellent boyfriend. Yeah. For my evil daughter. What?
I kind of mentioned this earlier, but definitely don't think about this book too hard. If you're expecting a work of art, you're gonna be disappointed. But I don't think Allie Hazelwood wants you to think about it too hard either, though. It like definitely feels like she knows what she's doing, and it's just kind of like silly, goofy, fun time. You may be wondering, why take the quarter star away? Well, let me tell you. I did not know about the Omegaverse before I read this book. I was unfamiliar. All I knew about wolves was Teen Wolf, really, and Twilight. I didn't know anything about the Omegaverse so much that I had to watch this YouTube video about it, which is hilarious and a little frightening. I didn't read fanfic growing up. I'm sorry. People are probably not going to watch me if they find out that. Maybe if I was already familiar with the whole Omegaverse thing, it wouldn't be so like jarring, but I've heard a lot of people who know about the Omegaverse already talk about how this is like pretty tame. So yeah, I think if you're familiar with the Omegaverse, like the ending maybe won't be so bad, but if you're not, you know, prepare yourself a little bit. It wasn't necessarily like the nodding part. It was like the things he was saying that was taking me out. Oh shit, they're really bad. And I was just like, okay, all right, chill out, Allie, calm down. For that reason, I was like, ooh, I really can't truly give this a 5-star, but I really wanted to, you know. All right, next I read People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. This is a friends to lovers romance. The structure of this book kind of flips between flashbacks of their trips that they've taken together and the formation of their friendship, and then it's the present time where they're about to go on a trip together, but they haven't really spoken in a couple years, so it's like kind of awkward and stuff. Y'all know, I don't really like friends to lovers. So maybe it got a little unfairly knocked down for that reason. The flashbacks were a bit boring and distracting in my opinion because they brought in this whole why haven't they spoken in a couple years? It's kind of like a mystery. Maybe if they didn't, I don't know. The structure of this book, I think I just have some problems with because it's like whenever you introduce a mystery to me, I only want the story to progress to like figure it out. And you know what? I don't even remember why they stopped talking. I can't even remember why. After reading Bride, I was like, well, fuck, I need to get me some Allie Hazelwood stat. I need some more of this bitch's writing. I honestly picked this one up because I thought it was like the least offensive of all the Allie Hazelwood covers. I hate her covers. I think they're so bad. Maybe I would have given Bride a 5-star if it had a better cover. I hadn't read any Allie Hazelwood books before because I was kind of skeptical about the whole women in STEM romance. I was like, that seems really niche and I don't know if I'm the right niche for that. But I was pleasantly surprised. I like a grumpy sunshine where the guy is the sunshine. I mean, no, I don't like that. I like a grumpy sunshine where the guy is the grumpy. I thought it was fun, silly, goofy. Nothing that I thought was like extraordinary or very good. The ending kind of takes a strange turn like at the last quarter of this book, and that really took me out of it because I was like, what? I'm not sure if the turn she decided to take were because it's like a Raylo fanfic. It just kind of lost some points for me for that reason. I don't really know what I wish she did differently or how I wish the story would end, but I was just kind of like, wait, what's going on? Why are we going here? All right, so those are all the books I read in May. Let me know if you have any suggestions for what I should read next. I did buy Allie Hazelwood's new book, Not in Love, I think. So that's waiting for me and I'm a little excited for that one. I don't even know what it's about, but you know, now I have a new fave romance author. So I was like, I'm picking it up. This cover, oh shit, stop. Like, I just don't like them. I did read Icebreaker this month and I just made a video about that. So if you want to just hear the ridiculousness that is that book, then, you know, check it out.
I didn't wait infinity for a dip in the kiddie pool. We're taking this to the deep end.
But I'm not a good swimmer.